We will go with item 9, approval of the minutes of the September 13th, 2021 board meeting. Do I have a motion? Mr. Hogan.
I move that we approve the minutes of the September 13th, 2021 board meeting.
Do I have a second? Ms. Huddle seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor of approval? That is 6-0. Thank you. Item 10, approval of the minutes of the September 21st, 2021 special call board meeting. Do I have a motion? Mr. Lovelace.
I move that under item 10 that we approve the minutes of the September 21, 2021 special call board meeting.
Do I have a second? Ms. Huddle seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? And that is 6-0. Next, item number 11 is public participation, and we will have those read, and I will read our statement that the board welcomes and encourages public participation. However, the privilege of addressing the board does not include the ability to make personal attacks on any board member, district employee, or other member of the public. We respectfully ask that you adhere to the procedures and the decorum provided in Board Policy BEDH, public participation at meetings. Your comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Questions asked during public participation will be handled in accordance with Board Policy BEDH. And Dr. Harris has his little timer, and he also warns you when it's 1 minute so you can wrap up without being interrupted. So we'll call our first.
Rosie Robinson of Columbia is speaking about IRMA concerns.
Thank you. Thank you. Can y'all hear me? I'll just use my inside band voice. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for allowing us to be here this evening. Dr. Ross, you have not had the privilege of hearing me yet. Everyone else knows that I am the proud and loud Irmo High School parent, Rosie Robinson. I'm speaking to you tonight on behalf of all the things I do here. I am now the president of the Band Boosters Club. I am an orchestra parent, I'm an Education Foundation board member, and a very proud mom of a 2020 grad who's at Embry-Riddle University in Daytona, maintaining a 4.0, and a senior IB student and a 10th grader here at IRMO. And usually I come to these meetings with praise about IRMO. Tonight, I come to you with a different story. I was gonna wear my shirt tonight that says IRMO strong, but guess what? We're not. Totally different story tonight. We are not currently IRMO strong. Our community is broken. We're a missing part of the formula, the district level support for IRMO High School. Using Dr. Ross's wagon and not wagon analogy earlier this week about circling the wagons, we have a wagon of a wonderful administrative staff led by Dr. Hardy and her teachers, who several are here tonight already doing work, grading papers, getting ready for the rest of the week. We have a wagon of great students and parent involvement. The missing wagon is district office resources. What happened at IRMO earlier this week might have turned out totally different if the district and the Board of Trustees had paid better attention to IRMO. Shame on you. When is your wagon going to show up? You can't circle the wagons with 2 wagons. You have to have a 3rd wagon. I hope your wagon shows up soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Christine Hampton of Columbia is speaking about IRMO High School.
Good evening. My name is Christine Hampton, and I've been teaching special education at IRMO High School for 4 years. This is my 5th year here. I'm here to voice my support for IRMO High School and Dr. Robin Hardy's leadership. I have 31 years of teaching experience in Texas, Connecticut, Florida, Ontario, Canada, and South Carolina. In this time, I've learned that a principal sets the tone for the community and culture for a school. I've seen the good, the bad, and the in-between. Dr. Hardy's leadership at Irmo High School is among the top of principals I've worked for. As a coworker expressed to me, we can be part of the problem or part of the solution. Dr. Robin Hardy is definitely part of the solution at Irmo High School. She has tackled issues of concern head-on and has brought in the support of teachers, students, and the community. She led us through teaching in a pandemic and will lead us to increase the graduation rate at Irmo High School. I'm a proud teacher of Irmo High School. I'm proud of my students, and I'm proud of my principal, Dr. Robin Hardy, that is part of the solution to any problems we may face. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Sarah Ostergaard of Columbia is speaking about Irmo High School.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Ross, and guests. I'm a teacher at Irmo High School. I'm a parent at Irmo High School. I'm a homeowner, and I'm a taxpayer. Graduation rates track whether a student entering 9th grade graduates 4 years later. If a student moves to the area and enrolls at Irmo High School, he or she counts in our school's graduation rate. Imagine this student failed 9th grade at a different school. Then this student moves to Irmo High School 2 years later. This student will not graduate on time according to the graduation rate formula, and in a school with significant enrollment and withdrawals, graduation rate does not tell Irmo's story. So what is our story? Thank you, Dr. Ross. Irmo High School is the best school in the state for providing a variety of educational experiences to meet a variety of educational needs. Our students participate in career-related internships, conduct student-led research, yes, in those science labs, form peer study groups, and learn with hands-on authentic lessons from very talented teachers. This is a story of our school. There are opportunities for leadership in academics, clubs, and athletics. This is the story of our school. My seniors are forming a buddy system with our English learners from other countries to get to know them, to welcome them into the Irmo family, and to learn from them. This is the story of our school. I personally am blessed that my own children go or have gone to school here with students from other countries and other backgrounds. Not everyone looks like or thinks like me, and that enriches their education. This is the story of our school. Our people, students, administrators, teachers, and staff are the true beauty of our school, and we at Irmo High School see this inside our school every day. We also serve a population that includes children with severe socioeconomic challenges, including homelessness, food insecurity, foster care, transients, and more, and we love every single one of those students. These are great kids with very real challenges outside our walls, and I am proud to serve with a dedicated staff who consistently give everything they have every single day. This is the story of our school. We are also a certified magnet school with the objective of equity for all our students. This is the story of our school. In considerations going forward, we do not need a new paradigm. We need more equitable allocations of staffing. I hear pressure to reduce taxes by what, a small dollar amount? I'm a taxpayer here too. Then that hurts our children when this pressure means we have less staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Lisa Boulware of Columbia is speaking about Irmo High School.
I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of Irmo High School. I'm a graduate of Irmo High School. My 3 children graduated from Irmo High School, and I am a proud, very proud teacher at Irmo High School, as well as these wonderful associates of mine up here. I've taught a total of 18 years, and the majority of those years were in this school district and the Irmo cluster. I listened to sentiments expressed at the last board meeting, comments posted in social media groups, and other negative opinions which were in no short supply. It was expressed that we needed a new paradigm at Irmo. We needed to be excited, teachers and administrators at Irmo High School. I can assure you, we are excited at Irmo High School from day one. And we are doing everything in our power to raise up our students, our faculty, our staff, and serve our community. The challenges we face on a daily basis alone set us apart from the others. The problem is bigger than just putting it on the shoulders of teachers and administrators. What we need is help. We need resources. We need people. We were cut in just about every area possible at the end of last year. We need more teachers, we need more support staff, we need hall monitors, academic and behavioral interventionists. We need more equity in our CP classes, not classes of 28 students with a large portion having IEPs and 504s. Teachers need more time to triage and reach families and our students. Our administrators are doing everything to the best of their ability to reach our students. It happens far too often that teachers are made the scapegoat for the ills of education. The problems are deeper and complicated, and understanding the factors that go into the graduation rate is more than just looking at the bottom line. Sometimes looking at the bottom line is not enough. The problems are with zoning inequity and issues faced by our students in their community. The problems are complex and not a quick fix. One social media post said, "But did you see the graduation rate at Irmo?" My response is, do you understand the graduation rate at Irmo? Irmo's trying to bounce back from 2 years of a pandemic, from where 50% of our student population went virtual, more than any other school in this district. That was not a wise decision for many of our students. They just don't have the support system needed to succeed and thrive in that method. You could replace every single teacher and administrator in this building for something better, but you will still have the same problems unless you get honest about the source of the problems. We need your support, not your condemnation. We need the public perception of our school to change. We need understanding and solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Michael Sugar is speaking about district and school morale.
You have such a sweet name.
Thank you. That was original. Good evening. My name is Michael Sugar. I teach here. I felt that given over the last 6 months or so, our board meetings have become so boring, I thought I would come down and try to liven things up slightly. Last time I was here, I told a tale of how my first 3 years of teaching, at the start of the third year, I was made a department chair. This is not here, this was elsewhere. Because turnover in that building was so high, I was the senior member of the department in the start of my third year. The other part of that story is that in my first 5 years of teaching, I had 5 principals, of which the only one I chased, there were 5 good people, but the one who was effective in a struggling building, in a place that was short-staffed, in a place that had high levels of challenges to meet, was Robin Hardy. And I actually chased her across district lines, she was so good, because I started with her in another district. And I say that to you because, why are all these people coming up here to say this? It's because I can't tell the difference between curiosity on your part, constructive criticism, or an attempt at setting the political groundwork for a bureaucratic version of a coup? I can't tell. And I say that as somebody who spent a fair amount of time with each of you making a video last year. I liked each of you. Some of us spent more time together than others who had to take 20 or 30 takes. But I must say, I worried when I heard that because I couldn't tell. Was it an effort at change at Irmo? I couldn't tell. But we have really good people here, people who can solve the problems you have identified. We do need some more resources, some more staff. I would second everything they've said. We need some help. That's not because of lack of quality of effort or lack of professionalism or lack of good people. I have come to the East Coast and the South as part of a 2-year adventure of mine, and I am now on year 8 of that 2-year adventure. And I hate to say it, but before long I do have to go back home, which is out west. Based on what I am seeing here and hearing here and what I heard from Dr. Ross the other night, I am sad to have to go now. It feels like things are moving in the right direction. But before long, I do have to make that decision for my family. But thank you all, and carry on.
Lil Mood of Chapin is speaking about voter information.
Good evening. My name's Lil Mood, and I live right outside of Chapin, and I'm a community representative on the Chapin High School School Improvement Council. But I'm here tonight with my friend Susan Cerulli with the League of Women Voters to tell you a little bit about the League, which is a 100-year-old organization. We had our 100th birthday last year, that focuses on encouraging and helping citizens to use their precious right to vote. And that's particularly important, I think, this year, because all of our elections this year are local races, and the people that we'll be voting for have a really firsthand role to play in our lives, like the school board. And so what we have, one of the ways that we do our work is through an online site. It's vote411.org. And what you can do with this online site is to get information that answers a lot of questions about voters. Where do I vote? How do I register? You can register online. What are the ways that I can vote? Lots of those questions. But the thing I want to highlight tonight is that every election, the League has a team of volunteers who get in touch with every single candidate in every single race and give them a list of questions to respond to. And then they follow up with them to get the responses. And when the candidates respond, we post exactly what the candidate has told us on the website. We don't do any editing. And then what all of you as voters can do is go to this site, click on vote411.org, click on Find Your Ballot, and it will show you exactly what the ballot looks like. Then you can click on any candidate's name, and it will tell you exactly what the candidate has said to us. Now, we think that is really important because we want active voters and we want informed voters. And when you do this, you have the best chance of choosing a candidate that reflects what you want to represent you in whatever job they are applying for. So I just wanted to make you aware of that tonight. I brought some cards. I'll leave some with you all that you can give to the board. And any of you in the audience, we have some extra ones that you can have. But I hope that you'll get these, use that, tell your friends about it, because it's a way that you can not only use that right to vote, but make the most effective use of your vote to get the kind of representation that you want. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. That's important information, and those cards we'll put up there at your desk if any of the public wants them, our board members. Is there one more? Oh, yeah, okay.
Shauna Doe of Chapin is speaking about COVID.
Good evening. Thank you for hearing me tonight. My name is Shauna Doe, and I have a kindergartner at Chapin Elementary and a sophomore at Chapin High. My husband and I recently moved here about a year ago. We're military, and he is a professor at the college for the ROTC program. The reason that I'm coming to you tonight, and somewhat unprepared, is it started this morning when I dropped my daughter off at school late due to a medical doctor appointment. I had a sign out that said I could put my name in and scan my ID and then walk her to class. I did have a mask. I had sanitized when I walked in. I was told then, at that time of signing her in, that I was not able to walk her to class and that that was not an option. So the individual at the office walked her back to class, and I waited for her to come back so I could ask some questions about that. I was told that this year no longer is that available. Not only was the sign not changed, but I was told that it was due to COVID and the mitigation measures that they're taking. The problem that I had with that is that as a parent, not being able to walk a child back to the class due to COVID, who I mask and have sanitized, and yet we have faculty and staff that are around our children every day within the 6 feet limit without masks. I have a problem with that. I think that COVID has had a huge detriment on all of our lives in many different ways. And it would be really nice to know that there could be somewhat of regularity or regularity as a parent to just walk my child to class. That leads me into the question, because my child is at Chapin Elementary, and they are one of the schools that is in the level 4 mitigation level that we saw up there that Dr. Ross spoke about, is what is it that's going to be done as those levels stay or drop or come back up to that? Will there be any other processes or mandates put in place so that they can help mitigate the spread of this virus? We know that we can get it whether we're vaccinated or not, and we can pass it whether or not we're vaccinated or not. So will there be any other measures put into place? Will there be mask mandates for the faculty and the staff? I'm curious about these things and how it will continue to affect not only our children, but the families that they go home to. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next.
Rose St. Louis of Columbia is speaking about Irmo High.
My name is Rose St. Louis. My son is a senior here at Irmo High School. Y'all have heard him talk about being bullied in the past. I'm here because he has concerns, and he wanted to talk himself, but he got a little anxious. 2 years ago, my son was at a school in Tennessee, and I got a phone call. Mom, I love you. We're in lockdown. I was in Columbia, he was in Tennessee. That's a scary feeling. Today, when I dropped him off at school, I had some anxiety. I don't want to hear that again. I don't want that kind of phone call. My son comes home from school, I pick him up, we talk in the car. How was your day? What happened? Too many times I'm hearing, I heard somebody brought weapons to school. I heard somebody's letting people in that don't belong in the school. I heard I went to the restroom. I must have just missed a fight because I saw administration running down the halls. That's a concern. That's a big concern. The administration here is wonderful. My son comes home and he's so excited with his teachers here, which is a first for him to be that excited. So the school is doing wonderful in that way. But I chose this school. It's a safety concern. On top of that, I understand that we're wanting to build a new school, which is fantastic, but there's some water fountains that he comes home and complains because he can't get water. Nobody can get water because their water's brown. That's something that can't wait to be fixed. That will need to be fixed for these students. I live in one of the neighborhoods that the parents don't make a lot of money, where people are renting houses. I am a homeowner, but people do rent houses. There are people in and out. There's children in and out. There are children who've come to my house to get fed because they don't have food in their house. And I'm always willing to help. But Ethan's concerns were, when I said, what's your main concern right now? And he said, up until this morning, it was the water situation. But he says now it is, what's the plan to keep the students and the faculty safe? The rumors about the weapons being brought to school, the people being let in, who don't attend the school. And are there any plans at this time to deal with any of this?
Thank you. That's it. We appreciate hearing from all the public, and that's all of our participants.